ain't gon' bounce. Got it out the mud, my nigga.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, man? It's your boy, Ja Founder, Voice to the Streets, man. I got a very, very special guest with me today, man. I hope y'all ready for this one, man. Y'all might have seen him a few times, man, but we're going to let y'all leave that in the comments, man. So make sure y'all like and subscribe for more content just like this because we bringing it straight to y'all, man. Right now, we have the one and only Dregs One here, man. Y'all know him from his work on Instagram, his music. He's also a graffiti artist and so many more things, man. And I'm gonna just allow him to, introduce himself to y'all real quick, man. Go ahead, brother.
What's up, man? Thank you for having me, bro.
It's all good,
Respect,
man. It's
respect.
love. It's
yes,
love,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
It's
Dregs
all love.
One, San Francisco rap cat, graffiti artist, creator of the History of the Bay. I got the History of the Bay podcast. I got a new album out right now called Sucker Repellent. And I'm just a keeper of the culture, man. I represent this Bay Area independent culture to the death, man. That's what I do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's get right into that, man. So I hear you from the city, man. You from San Francisco. So tell us a little bit about that. How was it for you coming up, man?
Man, San Francisco is super dope. You get the creative hippie culture, the art culture, the diversity, Samoans, Filipinos, Mexicans, Black, Irish, Italian, everything.
Oh, God.
And then, we live in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So
Yeah.
it's a world-class tourist destination. So we got access to the beaches, to the bridges, to the shopping districts, to the architecture, to the hills. And just so much culture, a little bit of everything out there. And at the same time, it was hella many. San Francisco's known, especially now they're talking about it now. I've been growing up with it, though.
Right.
The broken glass and the dope fiends shitting in the street.
Yeah, pissy, smelly streets, all that.
Yeah,
oh, God.
I grew up with all that. My neighborhood is Lakeview on the southeast corner of the city, the home of Selsky, Kugnut, IMP, Baldhead Rick, UNLV. Many legendary rap cats and street cats. And, just grew up at a time when there was a lot of turf politics. I definitely stayed in my lane and, stuck to the graffiti and the things that I love. But at the same time, it was real funky around the city. Had to navigate that. A lot of movement in the drug game was going on all around me. By the grace of God, I got more into doing community-based things, working with the youth and pursuing an education and pursuing my music. And all these things influence what I do now.
Right. So let's get into that part. So so were you just influenced by the culture in itself, and that's how you got into graffiti? Like, how did that start for you?
Yeah, bro, the graffiti was everywhere, and people don't really know, and that's why I do what I do, because San Francisco was a mecca of graffiti. We had cats from New York, LA, all over the world coming here just to paint graffiti. Some of the most legendary artists in the graffiti world have come up out of San Francisco and Oakland and San Jose. Yes, but to be in Frisco, to where, like I said, it's outside of my house. So I'm hopping on the train, there's graffiti on the train. I'm going through the subway tunnel, I'm looking out the window, seeing all the graffiti go by. It influenced me tremendously. And then as I got older and I started meeting other people that were doing it, and I saw that it was something that I could get into, just literally picking up a marker, it was like, well, all right, let me try it out. And from there, I just kept meeting people, kept practicing, and I really became engulfed in this worldwide cultural movement.
Okay. Who were like some of your influences, in that graffiti world?
Definitely the biggest one would be Mike Dream from Oakland. Rest in peace, Mike Dream.
Rest in peace.
He died around the time that I got into it, but he's known worldwide as like the king of style, the king of putting conscious cultural messages in his work, as well as relating to the street game. He has a saying that goes, raised in the hustle, enlightened by the struggle. So that type of messaging and the styles that he was coming with, that was a huge influence.
Legendary.
Yeah, legendary shit. And I still represent for Mike Dream. Shout out to my TDK folks and everybody else repping for Dream's legacy.
Yeah, 3 a.m. He dope too. I see his stuff everywhere.
Yeah, rest in peace, 3 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. He passed this year, and I did a history video on him as well. Super dope cat. I believe he was originally from Nevada. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people migrate to the Bay on the graffiti tip. Yeah. And he's a legend as well. I've been in touch with his family this year and a lot of his friends. And salute to 3 a.m.
Okay. So let's get into like the music side of things. You have a lot of hats that you wear. So what got you into music? You know what I mean?
Well, rap was like the soundtrack of my youth growing up. You know, I was a kid tweaking out on Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Baby Got Back, looking at a big old butt on my TV screen. You know what I'm saying? Looking at Criss Cross.
Right.
Being like, oh, this is for kids. Like,
Exactly.
kids can do this.
Right.
You know, back when rap was still popular, but it wasn't the mainstream sensation that it is today.
Exactly.
But just tuning into KMEL and hearing Tupac and Ice Cube and Wu-Tang and all that type of stuff. And then as I got older, realizing that there was a whole movement like that literally right down the street.
Yeah.
I'm hearing the street I grew up on, Randolph Street, being shouted out in rap songs.
Right.
And so I started tweaking off that, and then just seeing the like stickers and posters and flyers, Forte stickers on the bus, San Quinn stickers, like you know, fully loaded stickers, done deal at the laundromat. Like, oh, what is this? And then I started getting turned on to it, and that made it more real for me. Like, oh, and then I started seeing records with, like, you know, you look on the back of a record and you would see like the credits.
Yeah, yeah.
And like they would have like the business address for the label. I was seeing like record labels on Fillmore Street, Mission Street, and I'm like,
everything down the street,
right a mile away from me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, okay, I could actually hop in this and do this, and this is actually, it made it more realistic than the dream of I'm gonna do a demo and get signed to a label. It was like, nah, I can just rap and put my stuff out, do my thing,
market yourself and do your thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have kids?
None that I know of.
I gotta ask everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody getting up in age, you know what I'm saying?
I've raised a lot of kids in the community, but
straight
I
up.
don't have none of my own.
Straight up. So tell me about like the whole Instagram thing you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, explain to the people who may not know the full story behind it, but also, you know, like what got you even into that as well, you know?
So right now, 2022, I'm gonna just say this for any artist that's out there. If all you're doing with your music is saying, hey, here's my music, go listen to it, you're losing.
Right.
You have to show people who you are. There's, Gary, how many songs get uploaded every day? 100,000 songs get uploaded every day. So why should they click on your song versus the other 999,000?
Give them a reason.
Give them a reason and show them who you are.
Right.
And you can see a lot of examples in that. You can see like Action Bronson with the cooking thing.
Right.
You can see that dude Nems. He's blowing the Bing Bong. He's blowing up with that.
Shit, Snoop be doing everything. You know what I'm saying?
Come on. 40 Water got food.
Yeah.
There's so many different avenues. So. And then shout out to my little bro Stunner Man. He had a dance.
Yeah, exactly.
That anybody can do.
Right.
Anybody can move their arms like this.
Anybody can sit there and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just creating your little dance. It's just creating something that's going to allow the people to gravitate towards you and give them a reason, like you said, to click on your music and be unique. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I understand that.
So I wasn't going to do like no trend. I wasn't going to do anything out of my character.
Right.
I had to think of something original.
Right.
And the things I love is old school Bay Area rap and new school, but Bay Area rap in general and graffiti. So let me just start talking about these things. And these are all things that are represented in my music and in my brand and everything I do. And so it just started with this idea. All right, I'm going to try this out, start talking about graffiti, posted a video. The very next day, it was like notifications, follow. It just started going. So I was like, oh, okay, I got something.
Exactly. So what keeps you going? But like all these different like hats that you have, you know what I'm saying? Like what keeps you going in the midst of all these things? You know what I mean?
There's no other choice, bro. This is what it takes. This is what we got to do. Like I said, I've been a struggle rapper.
Right.
I ain't ashamed to say that.
Yeah.
I've been the guy that's like, I've been had fans since I started.
Right.
But I just wasn't figuring it out. And I had to figure it out. And I've done so many things in my life that I'm like, this is all I want to do.
Right.
I just want to wake up and create and bust plays all day. So how can I do that? I have to have some type of serious vision and serious business structure in order for me to do this. And so I'm at the point where, you know, I'm not just posting content on Instagram for fun. Like I'm getting paid off my reels.
Right.
I'm getting paid off my streams. I'm working towards those big YouTube checks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what keeps me going. It's I just want to do this every day, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm taking it seriously, and I've seen what happens even with cats that have huge success, huge hit, huge buzz. you don't take it seriously,
Right.
that shit'll be gone quicker than it came. Man.
Exactly.
So I'm finna do this till I'm 70, 80 years old.
Right.
I'm trying to set a real foundation for me to do that and do whatever the fuck else I want to do in the meantime.
Right. Yeah. So what advice would you have for like those young guys, whether if it's artists or just creatives or, YouTube guys, Instagram guys, whatever the case may be, out there trying to do their thing, like, what do they need to do in a day-to-day to make sure that they're being successful and going the right way?
Don't fuck around with this shit. Yeah. Don't play with this shit. This shit is serious, man. If you're playing around with it, somebody who's more serious than you is gonna take your spot, man. Right. So what do I mean? Take it serious is just conduct yourself as a professional. Mm-hmm. If you want to do it as a hobby, then say that. Then
right,
man.
Right.
Do it as a hobby,
right?
Or take up stamp collecting.
Yeah.
Find something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you say I want to do X, Y, and Z, then do that shit
to your fullest.
To the fullest and figure it the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I hate seeing people complain on the internet. Nobody's supporting me. There's billions of people on planet Earth.
Right.
Go find 100 people.
Yeah.
It's not that hard,
it's really
man.
not.
What are you doing that's working? Mm-hmm. More importantly, what are you doing that's not working?
Exactly.
And switch that shit up.
Right.
And that's all a part of, like I said, just take it seriously. If you want to do it, then do it.
Okay. So that gets me actually to my next question, which is your record Straight what's it called? Straight Lace with No Chaser,
baby.
So tell me a little bit about that record, man, and like how that came together and what was like the inspiration behind that.
So I everywhere I go, when people hear my music, they say, "Oh man, you got that old school sound. Like, man, that sound like that classic.
Right.
Man, that's dope." But it don't sound like something that was made in 1992. It's updated.
Right.
It's modern. So I just stick to that formula. And like I said, that's just the shit that I like. I like those fat, funky, dope fiend beat, Bay Area bass lines.
Right.
And at the same time, I'm a hip hop cat. I can actually rap.
Right.
So that was just me getting in the lab and flexing my muscle a little bit. And I knew that when I see, the thing is, I know who my audience is. Mm-hmm. And I know what they like. Right. So as soon as I left that one I left the lab with that one, I was like, yeah, they're gonna like this.
Right.
This is the joint. And it's just literally just me flexing my lyrical muscle over a mobby ass beat.
Yeah. So what's like the inspiration that went behind that though? You know what I'm saying? Like is it when you hear, a dope ass, instrumental, or is it like the feeling that give you, or what is it that, that goes into that?
I'm always chasing the feeling that I had listening to the type of music that I talk about in my history joints.
Right.
Because I've been on so many many hypes, like 3 a.m, you know what I'm saying, swerving a little bit, perving a little bit, mobbing in the fast lane.
Right.
Just came from a party, about to go to another party, might pick up a little bread on the way, might pick up a little senorita on the way.
Yeah.
Just busting moves. And then, like I said, I'm from Frisco, so the fog.
Right.
And then I'm looking out the window playing my music. When I filmed that video for that song, I had dope fiends dancing on the street when I was driving. I swear to God, on everything I love. It was like, do that shit. That's the type of vibe I want to create, because your music has to be kind of like a movie.
Right.
You have to take people into this world that you're creating.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of the great artists do, you know what I'm saying, for those out there right now. Like, whether it's Kendrick Lamar, whether it's Jay-Z, whether it's whoever, even Uzi Vert, they all give you like a feeling, a vibe,
Facts.
You watch their music videos, it's like this whole other energy, and it shows like who they are times 10. It's just, it's like a whole marketing thing, you know what I'm saying, that goes behind that, So I understand that, you know what I mean? So what are some of your favorite some of your favorite songs off the project, you know what I'm saying?
So off this Sucker Repellent, one that's going crazy right now is City Life with Selsky, and that's a big deal for me. Like I said, just growing up in Lake, growing up down the street from that dude.
Right.
And his sound of his beats, people don't really, people kind of sleep on Selsky as a producer. And his beats, it always sounded like how the neighborhood felt.
Right.
So I was always pressing him like, blah, let me get a beat, blah.
Right.
Come on, blah. And he finally gave me one, and people love it. The response has been really good. And then I also got a Rapcast with Spice One on there, which was super dope, because to me, when I approached making a song with Spice One, like one of the most gangster rappers of all time.
Right.
That's not really my lane, right?
Right.
But Spice One is a legendary, respected hip hop figure across the world.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, let me get him on something that I could relate to, which is the story of actually becoming a rapper.
Right.
And then I guess another feature is a joint I got with Hustler, which was a pleasure. Geeked up. Hustler is a really cool dude, and just getting in the lab and making something with him from scratch.
Right.
We made the beat together, everything, recorded it, shot the video all in one day.
Right.
And there's a lot of different flavors on there, man. The Sucker Repellent theme is just really like just a player soundtrack.
Right. Yeah.
And it's all tied into the graffiti and the classic Bay Area sound, classic Bay Area rappers.
Right.
It all connects.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to, start the podcast like that, just to kind of like, grow it into that. Cause I kind of got that energy from it.
I appreciate you tapping in and doing your due diligence.
It's all love. So tell me, so you got your own podcast, man. So tell me about that, man, how that's going for you, and like, what got you into the podcast game?
I always want to do a podcast just because I like talking shit.
Yeah.
I like listening to podcasts. A really good podcast is when you'll be watching it and you just want to be part of that conversation.
Right.
I always want to be part of the conversation.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it just felt like a natural transition with the history of the Bay stuff moving the way it was moving.
Yeah.
And then some of the people tapping in with me like, hey, bro, you forgot about this, or hey, bro, talk about this, or hey, what about that guy?
Right.
I'm like, all right, bet. Let me get some of the people involved to tell their story directly.
Exactly.
And I'm just blessed, just moving how I move, the type of people that I have access to. That's just a phone call away. I've been able to get some really dope people on there from the graffiti world and from the rap world.
Exactly.
And then I'm finna get other type of people as well, people from the cannabis world, people that from the community activist world, people that other people might not even know about.
Right.
And that thing, it's been going really good, man.
Yeah. So it's something like, like you said, it's just something where you just want to give yourself a platform to talk your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you got to have everything, bro. You got to have a podcast. You got to have you got to have movies.
Yeah.
You got to have food. You got to have drink. You got to have clothing. You got to have performances.
Right.
I'm trying to exist on any platform I can and doing anything that I'm good at.
Right.
I'm not going to do what I'm not good at. But other than that, man, I'm trying to be a one-stop shop. I'm trying to be a CBS, Viacom.
Right.
I'm not trying to be the guy from Instagram. I'm trying to be a whole
like an entity,
entity.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I understand that. So any like new? So I know we got the album right now. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that you want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Not really. I mean, here and there, there's a couple of people that I might hit up here and there, but man, I damn near checked everything off my bucket list.
Yeah.
At this point, I just put this out in the universe, and I've been chopping it up with them on Instagram. I need E40 and Too Short. I need to join with each of them.
Legendary, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been building with them on the gram and stuff, which is a blessing too, to have them tap in with me and say, man, I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's probably the only two that really I need, especially Too Short.
Yeah, come on now.
Because that's like Freaky Tales is kind of what got me started freestyling and writing raps.
Talk about that, man. Talk about that Freaky Tales, man. And that record right there, man.
Yeah.
You think an artist can make a record like that right now and get away with it?
They can get away with it. Would it be as dope? No.
Nah.
No. I mean, bro, like it's a trip that I was hearing that song so early and still that bass, boom,
right,
boom, boom.
Something
spoke to me like, ugh.
Exactly.
And then I kept hearing it like on the radio, like late night, still playing on KMEL, and I started doing Freaky Tales types raps,
right,
like to the girls in class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would say something like, I met this girl. Her name's Nicole. I had to go deep in her booty hole. Like I would just say crazy shit like that, and Nicole would be in the class laughing like, "Oh, stop!"
Right.
And I would just make my rounds like every girl in class, and then eventually some of them would be like, "Oh, you're actually kind of good at doing this." And I was like, "Oh, for real? Yeah, I should
start doing it." Right? Yeah. That's dope. That's dope, man. So can you explain this right here? Like I love this that you brought. You brought us some stickers, everything like that. So people see this, you know what I'm saying? What does this represent? You know what I mean?
Well, in terms of the actual physical property of this object, posters, like I said earlier, I grew up tweaking off that.
Yeah.
I grew up, this shit is real. You throw a sticker up, you don't know who's going to see it, how long it's going to be there, and what kind of impact it's going to have. So like I was saying earlier, I got to be everywhere.
Right.
Not just digitally. I was just overseas slapping these up. So that's kind of something that I've been doing on my grind, and people that, especially in the graffiti world, because they pay attention to stickers and things like that a little more. That's something that people kind of know me for, and I feel like everybody is pivoting to digital, strictly digital. I'm like, nah, let me keep this shit going. Yeah. I put my posters up in the hood liquor store windows and the barber shops. I still do that.
Shit, as long as everything ain't getting digital outside, shit, you might as well put these up.
It's like people forget, like there's still an outside.
Yeah.
Actually, the outside is more important than the digital, because if I was just a floating face that only existed on the internet, there's only so far I could take that.
Exactly.
And then on top of the actual the artwork on it, this was cool for me to collaborate with a legendary graffiti artist, King 157 from San Jose. I did a history on video on him. You can look him up. He's a legend. He's probably painted more freight trains than any other graffiti writer alive or dead. And he's kind of known for these what we call b-boy characters, like kind of like break dancers.
Right.
You know, you see me rocking the Adidas fat laces on there.
Right.
So I always wanted him to do a character of me. And so that's what I got him doing on the sucker repellent.
So he created these type of characters?
Yeah, that's his style. He does this of like so many different styles, but it's basically, if you see it, you know it's his.
Exactly.
Which is cool, but you could also see that and know, oh, that's Dreg's.
Right. That's dope.
And for the theme of sucker repellent, I couldn't capture that any better than spray paint.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It was funny. We had somebody in here actually called I forget, Dre. So Dre Productions, shout out Dre Productions. He had brought in like his own candies and stuff like that, and he had his own little spray called Sucker Repellent. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah, I think it was either called was it Sucker Repellent? Was it Bitch Be Gone? Remember? I think it's either Bitch Be Gone or Sucker Repellent. One of those.
Bitch Be Gone, because I'm finna get this thing trademarked, man. And I'm coming out with my own sprays and stuff like that. But it's all love. It's all love.
I swear to God. I think it might have been Bitch Be Gone, something like that though. But it reminded me of that when you said that though. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. So it's dope seeing like all creatives. Like that's the one thing I love about the Bay, man. If motherfuckers is creative, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like just like all this, whether if it's the struggle, whether if it's just the experience of just living out here, whatever it is, it just bring out the best in everybody in a way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like it inspires you to want to be better, inspires you want to inspire people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. It has like a weird, crazy feel to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that's because of what I was talking about earlier, being exposed to that diversity and all these different cultural movements, not just rap.
Right.
There's so many movements. You could look at the roots of the Filipino struggle in the Bay Area.
Exactly.
The Chinese immigration history. Like I said, the hippies. I feel like all that stuff rubbed off on us a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's dope though. I feel like it created, you know what I'm saying, like a dope culture out here. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And it's something, like I said, I've been around the world, man, and I have not seen another place that's quite like the Bay.
Yeah, you can't, man. You can't. So look, man, before we get out of here, man, one thing that we always ask everybody before we leave is, what's a piece of game that you want to give to the youth, man? That could be, a word, a sentence, a paragraph, whatever you want to do, man. But like to that younger you, man, what's something that you want to tell yourself?
I'm gonna give out a short little paragraph.
Yeah.
The piece of game I could give is remove yourself from negative people and negative situations. And that's something that's especially important to the youth. If it don't feel right, then it ain't right.
Right.
Negative people will only drag you into their negativity.
Straight up.
When you look at the people around you, you want to see mirrors. So if I want to be a successful, positive person with joy and happiness and peace in my life, I can't be hanging around with somebody who's on some fuck shit.
Right.
And negative situations, I'll just say from personal experience, I've been rapping for a long time. Like I said, now I'm serious. But I spent a lot of time drinking 40s in the fucking park and smoking blunts when I should have been in the studio.
Right.
And I was still doing some things. I was still having some traction.
Right.
But there were even times I remember being in that situation, being like, "Why am I here? What am I doing right now?"
Right.
Take
like you outgrown it.
Yeah, man. As soon as you start feeling like that, take yourself up out of there, man.
Come on now. Ain't gonna do nothing but hold you back at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you gotta, like I said, man, you gotta, the time is short. So if you want to do something, you gotta do it.
Right. Do it now without no stopping.
Right, not now. Right now.
Straight up, man. All right, man. So let's talk about that sucker repellent, man. Y'all make sure y'all go find that, man. Where they can find that at, bro?
Everywhere, bro. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Amazon, Tidal, YouTube. I have CDs for sale on my website, audiovandals.com. That's the website for my label. I also have CDs in sale at select stores such as Amoeba Music, San Francisco, and Berkeley. So Sucker Repellent is available globally.
And where can they find you at?
Man, I'm everywhere, bro. I'm everywhere. You can find me on the walls of San Francisco. Yeah. You can find me at your local neighborhood rap show. But on any platform, on social media, online, it's just DREGS.
Yes, sir.
ONE. Just type that in, and I'm the only one. Okay. Dregs one.
Yes, sir. So anything new or anything that we can expect coming from you before we get up out of here?
Yeah, you can expect me. Everything we just talked about just now on this podcast, just expect that to be turned the fuck up for 2023, 2024, and 2025.
Yes, sir.
And before we get out of here, I got to give a shout out to my man Gary Archer.
Shout out Gary,
you know
man.
What I'm saying? Putting a lot of plays together for me, man.
Yes,
a
sir.
legend in his own right.
Yes, sir.
And much respect to you for having me on here. I'm glad I made it through.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you for stopping by, man.
Sir.
You know, how you come back through. You know, whenever you got something else dropping or coming, man, you always got a home here, man. Straight
right on.
up.
Appreciate that. I will be back.
It's all love, man. So y'all heard it here first, man. This your boy Ja, founder of Voice of the Streets, man. Make sure I go hit that subscribe button. Make sure I like, comment, follow us on Instagram at Voice of the Streets Podcast. You know, we're on Clubhouse, Twitter, all type of stuff. Y'all already know that, though. But make sure y'all go check us out. Shout out to my man, Dre's One, man. I appreciate you for stopping by. Go follow the brother, man. We up out this thing, man. Peace.
Peace.
Head out. No head out. No head out. Nigga, this beat bang on mine. Got it out the mud, my nigga.